Good afternoon. Here we are in the Kathy and Morgan Wooten Gymnasium. Pete Strickland joined here by Neal Murphy. I've been pressed into action. Corey Puffett is taking a trip to Washington State. Coach Murphy, so he couldn't make it here today. He's on vacation for the weekend, and I'm happy to be here in Hyattsville and reporting on the big tilt that's about to take off here between our DeMatha Stags and our visiting Bishop McNamara Varsity. What do we got in store for us, Coach?
Well, it could be your classic track game. Stags big win the other night over at St. John's. And we got Gonzaga looming in the future on Monday, always a big game on the Stags schedule. And we got a McNamara team who the last few years been kind of middle of the pack, but they're coming off a big win last week. They went over to Fairfax, and they beat PVI, who's got as much talent as anybody over there. PVI is not going to lose many games over there. So we could have a great game on our hands.
Not to mention, they have beat some very good teams in the league. They're 3-3 coming in, talented, a big guy that we're going to have to contend with, Ono Sadaba R.A. Ono Sadaba R.A., and that may be the only time I'll pronounce it correctly all night.
All right, we'll just go with number 11.
Yep, number 11 is good. And there he is getting ready to jump with Hunter. And the starting lineups are set. You got David Brown, a junior guard for McNamara. Kenneth Womack, a senior guard, 5'11". Number 5, R.A., who I mentioned, number 11, a sophomore, big guy going against Hunter, our senior center. Terrence Butler, a 6'7" junior, and Aaron Russell, senior. Stags counter with, of course, Timberlake Dickinson, Elijah Hawkins, Jordan Hawkins, transfer from Gaithersburg, and Donovan Miller. Dad Chris Miller, who's a multimedia star. I hope he's listening. I just elevated him a little bit. Jump goes to the Stags. Great penetration and kick by Timberlake to Jordan Hawkins in the corner.
Perfect opening by the Stags. Good ball reversal against the zone, wide open shot for a good shooter on the reversal.
Stags start out in man-to-man. Great help, great help. Fantastic help by Jordan Hawkins. Not only does he hit the three to start the game, but he takes a charge on the help on the drive. Weak side defense in place.
Great start for the Stags.
Three-man crew, as is often the case in WCAC league games, as is always the case, rather. McNamara starts out in a 2-3. Earl in the post, doesn't turn. Instead goes to the corner. 2 for 2 from that spot.
Perfect start for the Stags.
Might be the right spot. That left corner looks like it's the place to be today.
That's where I always shoot from, Pete.
Oh, there you go. As shooter at Mercy. Not have Mercy, but at Mercy, New York. You got to know your colleges to know that one.
The Flyers, we changed to the Mavericks, so I'm not sure what went on there.
You got alumni's got to press. Here's the big fella, just a sophomore, lanky and lean. Goes over his left shoulder on Hunter. Hunter recently committed to the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor campus, one of the most beautiful ones in the country. Elijah running things at the point. Hawkins there to the corner. That left corner is our spot. Nice kick back. Great look back with a miss. Oh, great defense.
Good pick by Hawkins on the break. Took the gamble and it paid off.
Earl, great pace going into that jumper. Gang rebounding by the Mustangs. All right, comes up with it. Womack at the point. Dealing aces here. Two posts up at the elbows. Pretty common. It was, one of the things I see Coach Murphy so often is every offense looks the same. It's and it all comes in strides. There's a kick to the left wing, or right wing there. Great bucket by number 5, Kenneth Womack, senior guard, 5'11".
6'5" Stags up. Just under 6 minutes to go.
Tightens everything.
Well, so many teams, Pete, are going to really a no-post offense or a one-post offense. Everybody's a shooter.
Oh, great look. Great look by Hunter. Tough miss by Earl. Transition in the Mustangs. Great look across court. Ooh, offensive rebound by R.A. Another offensive rebound. Mustangs really handling the boards. Offensive rebounding really being a problem for the Stags.
McNamara really going to work on the offensive board. Stags usually control that with their size. They're going to have to work a little harder today.
Hunter pushed out of that post a little bit. That's not the shot that the Stags want. Mustangs on a run again. Stags still in the man-to-man. Good pressure on the ball from Hawkins. Nice not letting them look. Mustangs starting their offense a little further out than they'd like. Ray up top where he's not as effective. Missed overplay. It's going to create a problem. Mustangs getting the ball underneath, but turnover.
Hunter's got to be a little bit relieved. Usually he has to chase a guy around the perimeter, a 6'5" guy or so. He's got someone almost his size inside. He could stay at home a little bit more.
And he's going to get a break here. I'm sure that Coach Jones didn't like that fadeaway. Paul Smith in the game, senior big guy for the Stags. Paul posting up down below. Mustangs still in the 2-3. Jordan Hawkins kicks it. Nice lob. What a great play. Lob was probably a little bit far, huh, Coach?
Yeah. Always set up. One of the things DeMatha loves to do is back screen the zone, throw it over the top.
Aaron Russell, lefty senior from the corner. Mustangs take a 10-6 lead here early in Hyattsville. Elijah with a great penetration, kick to the wing. That's Hawkins been hot here. 2 for 2. Jordan's 2 for 2 from that wing.
He's found a home out there.
Jordan Hawkins, a transfer from Gaithersburg High School. We got a backcourt call rather. I hope it's not a backcourt play. That would be
a foul, but the mistake was Donovan Miller. He was back in good shape. He gambled for the steal. It gave him the clear path to the basket. Paul Smith went for the block, but he was in bad shape to begin with.
Yeah, a fair amount of gambling on both teams' part. Seems like everybody's kind of taking a whack at the wing or trying to steal from the dribbler. Never a wise thing to try to steal from the dribbler. Very few of us can do that, Neal.
One of the things Stags have the ability to do with Donovan Miller and Elijah Hawkins is they can put tremendous pressure on the ball. The problem is sometimes it leads to a little bit of gambling, which is penetration. In fact, you start the other team's offense for them.
Nice ball movement that time, and it results in a nice jumper by Tyrell Ward, inserted in the game. Sophomore, talented sophomore.
The good news for the Stags is we've got 4 threes. The bad news is that's our only basket. We need a little more balance if we're going to attack this zone. Live by the jump shot, die by the jump shot.
I think the only 2-pointer we've taken was a fadeaway.
One we didn't want to take.
Exactly. Great block by Paul Smith. Technically a second block. Recovered by the Stags, and here we go. Earl with the trigger. Open in the same corner. Tough luck. Great look by Earl. Just not executed well, but great block by Paul Smith. He's been active. He's been effective.
Paul, good player, hard worker, but problem is he's been at DeMatha the same years as Hunter Dickinson, so his minutes have been limited. He's going to East Tennessee State next year, where I think he'll have a fine career.
Womack penetration as he's been doing at will. Another offensive rebound by the Mustangs, and an and one for R.A. I'm sorry, and one for David Brown. David Brown. Great action. I'm not going to get the McNamara names right until maybe end of the third quarter, maybe beginning of the fourth.
As long as you keep trying, that's the important thing.
Let's see. Got to try. But in all seriousness, the Mustangs are having a feast day is it a feast day in the Holy Calendar on the offensive board.
2 Catholic schools, we can have a feast day.
Yep. All right, that's a miss. The Stags welcome. Down 2 coming at you. 14-12, McNamara.
I think one of the things that happens to the Stags, because with Hunter and Earl, they usually have the rebounding covered. Sometimes the other 3 players might get a little bit lazy.
Great ball screen on the left wing. Woo! Hawkins, 3 shots from the left side already. Great screen by, I believe it was Tyrell Ward. Excellent job by Tyrell. And here we go with the 1-2-2. Good, pretty effective. Got to contest the shot. Hunter's back in, keeps it alive. Earl comes up with the rebound. Oh, here go the Stags on the run. Hawkins there in line.
He's feeling it.
Wow, what a recovery. What another recovery by the Stags.
Decoy Hutchinson, good hands there, stuck his nose in there, was able to keep the ball.
Stags look as active in that possession as they have. Everybody penetrating. Tremendous job of getting the loose balls. 2-3 guys making great efforts. Hutchinson, as you mentioned, Coach, will trigger it in from the baseline.
Kind of a lazy inbounds by the Stags. Wasn't sure everybody knew where they wanted to go.
Much better shot by Hunter. Hunter's not fading away on that one. Caught it squared up. What a valuable strength you have when your big guy can step out and shoot a jumper from 15. Mustangs get it to the middle against the pressure. That's where it's got to be. Womack.
Jacoy Hutchinson, a little bit of a mistake there. He was in the right spot, but he didn't guard the guy next to him. Yeah. He went to where the diagram said to go rather than looking around and say, who am I going to guard?
Exactly. Pretty good active movement for the Stags against his zone. They're really getting active. Earl, oh, great pass. Excellent block by the Mustangs, but the Stags recover. Still shot clock, a short. Hunter with a good rebound, stays with it. Great effort by Hunter on the glass.
Good effort. Might have got a home call there.
He's the only Stag on the offensive glass. I'm sure Coach Jones would like to see more numbers down there. Timberlake is the trigger man. See if they can be more aggressive inside of bounds. Against the zone, there's holes. There's holes. That was not meant for Hunter, and he tipped it away. Mustangs on the break, as you saw. They keep it.
Turnover on the inbounds. Leads to a fast break for McNamara. McNamara ball on the baseline.
Stags go man. Hunter with the board, we can run. Earl on the break. Stags getting out for one of the first times. But the Mustangs are there waiting for him. Here we go. Left corner's been good to us. A little too much French pastry.
A little too much on that. Tried to find Hunter under the rim. Doesn't work.
Tell you, the Mustangs have an impressive transition game. Very impressive. End of the quarter. It's going to count.
Exactly the way Coach Jones drew it up.
Absolutely. We'll take it. We'll take it. 19 all. End of the first. 19-19. Mustangs making a great effort here in Hyattsville on a Saturday afternoon. And the Stags tied up with a great three by Earl Timberlake right there at the end of the quarter. So as we look at the first quarter, Neal, thank God we're shooting the three the way we want to shoot it, and that's been our lifesaver. If we don't,
we're knocking down threes, which is great, but we need that balance in the game where we can go inside and out. Certainly, we'd love to get Hunter and Earl some touches down on the block. We'd like the ability to draw some fouls, maybe have McNamara put some of their bench players in as we get into their rotation. So it's great we hit them, but I don't know if we can rely on that the entire game.
No, those numbers will probably go back to the mean. Thought you'd appreciate that being a math teacher. And
it's the weekend. I'm off.
Okay. Oh, geez. I don't know how to say it then. But the Mustangs, what they're doing, that can continue. Their transition game has been really impressive.
They've been really active. Their defense is good. They're getting out in transition, and they can shoot a little bit. They're knocking down shots, and when they don't make it, they're going hard to the offensive boards where we can't rely on Hunter and Earl to get all the rebounds. We got to get back in there and rebound more by committee.
Are they ever getting on the offensive boards? Jeez. So you got Neal Murphy, Coach longest tenured assistant to Coach Morgan Wooten at DeMatha. Here with me, Pete Strickland, but I'm just filling in for Corey Buffett, who's vacationing in Austin, Texas this week and this weekend, so not here with us. But Corey, hope you're enjoying it down there.
Sometimes with the young guys, you wonder about their commitment, But Corey does a great job. He teaches our video broadcasting class along with Matt Revkin, and they're normally side by side. I enjoy working with him, but it's great to have my buddy Pete Strickland here.
Pleasure. Back to RA on their initial possession, second quarter. RA gets by our biggin. Paul makes a great play. Paul Smith playing well today. Second block for Paul.
He's not afraid to get physical.
Second block for Paul, and now a three. Good looking three. Coach has got to be happy with that. He was open and he was squared up.
I think Coach Jones allows him one per game, and that was it. Back inside.
Good pressure outside by the Stag guards. Great contest. Here we go. Off and running. Haven't gotten much in transition because the Mustangs have been getting back against our Stags. Earl with a nice crossover. Great rebound on the weak side by Hawkins. Oh,
nice
great finish.
Move. Good finish inside, went up strong. Little finesse shot off the glass.
Jordan Hawkins with a great finish. Scoop underneath. Did not learn that at Gaithersburg, learned that here.
Well, you could tell early on he was just getting comfortable, and now you can tell he's as comfortable as anybody. Had a good game the other night against St. John's, had 13 points. He's in double figures already here.
Great move inside by R.A. R.A. is nimble. He is nimble. I think he weighs about 110. And man, he's getting by people in the post. He's got some great quickness.
Well, he got Paul to stand up a little bit, gave him a little bit of the chicken wing, kind of a mini hook in the air, elbowed him, got him out of the way. Now, I'm not saying he should have gone quiet, but Paul shouldn't have been moved that easily.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely. Ooh, this might have been a good foul. Might have been a good foul. He got that shot in the vicinity. Some subs for the Stags, pretty much wholesale here.
Jason Moore coming in.
Younger brother of Justin Moore.
Villanova. Watched him play against Georgetown today.
Great win for the Wildcats against our local Hoyas.
And Will Reynolds in. Junior having a good year so far. Ability to shoot it, knock down some shots. Had some great moments already.
Jason Moore, just a freshman, 23 there in the middle of the zone, looking for it, not too aggressively, but he's there to get it. Great penetration and kick. Here we go. There you go. Donovan Miller off a nice kick by Elijah Hawkins. Nice bucket.
Good ball movement by the Stags. This lineup allows Earl to work along the baseline instead of keeping him out on the perimeter where we know we can do some damage.
RA not as comfortable off the block. Great quickness, but not as comfortable off the block.
With the damage he's been doing inside, if he wants to catch it out there, become a perimeter player, I think we're okay with that.
And I think Jason pushed him out there a little bit. Good job by the young post guy.
Well, Jason, a very good basketball player, obviously on the varsity as a freshman, but had a heck of a year as a football player, has already been offered by the likes of Alabama.
Wow. Wasn't aware of that. Earl coming over to the top, fouling the Stags. Not many fouls so far, 6 fouls on both teams, 4 and 2, 4 for the Stags here early in the second quarter. The refs are, I think, legitimately, keeping the whistles in their mouths, not blowing it. There hasn't been a lot of fouls.
Well, McNamara playing the zone and keeping DeMatha out on the perimeter is going to be a factor there.
There you go. Moore fighting for the rebound. Earl comes up with it. Timberlake looking to get something on the break, which the Stags haven't gotten. Squares up. Oh boy.
It's a good thing that was Earl.
Almost a home run over the left field, center field fence. Great move by Earl Timberlake. Oh, rolls out for him, but he stays with it. Here we go. Third effort. Not one, not two, but 3 efforts.
Might have been guilty of padding his stats there. He got a couple rebounds, got a basket, a little bit of everything. I don't think he got the assist for himself, but other than that, he was in really good shape.
Neal, just because you would do that doesn't mean other people
just
do that.
One time, I can't believe it was an issue. It was the Berwyn Heights Men's League,
Yeah, you can't project.
Late 80s.
Can't project. Terrell Robinson steps in, sophomore, first action tonight. You can always tell when they're tucking their shirt in. That means they're in the game for the first time. Hunter out on RA in the wing. RA swings it. Mustangs trying to get a screen down on the left side. Open on the right side. Womack, who's done some damage. Up top, now we're looking for the post again.
Shot clock under 5.
Yep, here we go. It's going to have to be a throw. Oh, boy. No iron. Stags get the ball.
Great job by the Stags.
Meanwhile, Stags up 26-20. I don't think I've mentioned that lately. 26-20, 4:49 to go in the second. Stags are starting to slowly creep ahead. A lot more balanced offense as Coach Murphy's been calling for, and here we go. Donovan Miller at the trigger. Elijah Hawkins on the wing. Nothing strange, no penetration yet, just like setting it up. Might be a back screen for a lob coming. Nope. 3. Here we go.
Shooting solves a lot of problems. Absolutely. Wasn't great offense by the Stags. They're running 25 feet from the bucket, but when you knock it down, it looks great.
I mean, we'll get some stats on you for the threes, but my Lord, we are really shooting it well from the stripe. Hunter squares them up nicely, and here come the Stags on the run, getting something.
Good job by Hunter. Sometimes you don't have to block the shot. Just go over and stop penetration to the basket. Obviously, he's a big wall when he comes out.
Oh, he
just
walled
keep
him up
from getting to the rim.
Walled him up perfectly. Stags inching ahead, 29-20. Mustangs, our visitors from Bishop McNamara and Forestville, are 3-3 in the league. Stags in first place at 4-0. League's as tough as ever. WCAC never disappoints in that regard. Stags number 1 in the area under Coach Jones.
WCAC always regarded one of the toughest leagues in the country, if not the toughest. 4 teams in the top 25. St. John's, PVI, Gonzaga, and of course our Stags.
Push from behind. Good penetration that time by Hawkins. Tried the floater, which I'm old school, not my favorite shot. Not sure how Coach Jones feels about it, but anyways, missed, and Hunter was up for the rebound, got pushed in the back. Talking with Kevin Davis, noted DeMatha alum, up before the game in the Kilby Lounge, and he was talking about Hunter would probably like playing against guys his size more, and I said absolutely. Big guys would rather play against big guys. They're pushing the back by.
Well, he's going to get his whoosh next year.
Oh yeah, he'll get plenty of that. Great finish by Hunter in the post and an easy inbound play to Hunter. Great inbound, probably our best inbound of the day. And Hunter just took his time. Great poise in the finish over his right shoulder. Here we go.
He got position before the pass was made. So when he caught it, he was on the block, didn't have far to go. Poor guy got him, had no help.
And this run has been great for the Stags, but really it's been defensively. We've only allowed the Mustangs to have 1 point in the first 4 minutes of the second quarter. 1 point.
Yeah, 13-1 here in the second quarter. I did that in my head, by the way.
Well, and math teacher, that's not fair. Looks like a little weight press. Now they're going to trap over half. Nothing there. Womack handles it. Mustangs a little bit more tentative. They got too much penetration early. Stags have taken that away. Great wall up again. Hunter with the help in the D, and a rebound deserved. Here we go, Stags on the run. Terrell Robinson out front. Oh, great look by Hunter, to Hunter. Ooh. Hunter doing a great job of staying where he can be effective with RA out. The Stags can really get something going inside, don't you think, Coach?
Well, the thing is, he's getting position before the pass. If he catches it 2 feet in the lane, really there's only two things that should happen: a foul or a basket.
There you go.
You know, if he catches it out mid-post, like we talked about the shot he took early in the game.
The fadeaway. The fadeaway.
Yep. Not his strength.
Which you think Coach Jones will play that back in the film review with the team 6 or 7 times?
Well, I think he might ask Hunter, was he working on that shot for we play against the 7'6" guy?
Here we go. Hunter striped the first one from the line to put us up 33-20. 34-20 Stags ahead. 3:30 left in the second quarter. Who's listening? We have any international viewers? Corey Puffett isn't here today. He's vacationing in Raleigh, North Carolina this weekend. And,
he moves around because he was in Washington about 10 minutes ago.
Raleigh. He was never in Washington. So here we are with Coach Murphy here. Little three-quarter court press. Mustangs get it to the middle, but this time he's guarded. Tough fadeaway by them. David Brown Jr. knocks in a fadeaway against the Stags, and that's their first bucket of the second quarter with only 3:11 left.
Again, that half-court trap, we got to guard the middle.
Jordan Hawkins again from the wing. It might be his first miss from that side of the court. Mustangs on the run. Little push, but nothing. Great ball pressure there on the wing by Elijah Hawkins. And on the ball as well, maybe a little too much there by Kaleem Cobb. Missed, and here we go. Good look ahead.
Tyrell Ward. Great look by Hawkins.
Beautiful. Tyrell got to where he should get to, and Hawkins really kept the defense on him as long as possible. It's just a catch and a shoot. Oh, great steal. Here we go.
Kalen Cobb, another freshman.
Great patience there by Jason Moore. He let the McNamara defender go in the air, wait until he came down, and then finished for an N1.
Great composure by the freshman. Again, caught it in deep, just had to turn and lay it in.
Seeing a little taste of the future here with the Stags, with Moore and Kalen Cobb on the court at the same time. What a great glimpse we're seeing. Timeout by the McNamara Mustangs as the Stags go up 39-22 here with 2:19 left in the second quarter.
Well, Pete, we talked about the end of the first quarter. We were looking for some balance. We had all the threes in the first quarter. Now we've knocked down a couple threes, but most of it has been inside. Our damage, we got the ball Hunter inside, Jason Moore with a nice finish, and now we're really hard to guard. Certainly you're not going to leave Jordan Hawkins right now, so the help isn't coming inside for the post players.
And as a result, we've got the Mustangs in foul trouble. Coach Jones' team doing a great job of finding each other inside. RA's out with 2. They're going to their second, third, fourth big guy, and that's going to bode even better for us. So, you slow down, you get inside, the balance is there. Here we go.
Now, coming up at halftime, Coach Jones on social media talked about his all-decade key from 2010 to 2019. We're going to try and do our own version, but since 2010 to 2019 was covered, we're going to look more at the years that we know. So you came on campus around 72. I came in 85. We both got connections, and I stopped coaching in 2007. So we're going to talk about that 38-year bracket there. And We don't have to have a winner, you know. We just,
Well,
it'll be our opinion.
It's good. No, it's going to be the definitive list. Okay, no opinions. Just because it'll be definitive list. You guys may be able to guess who the best point guard is during that 48-year period.
Well, that 75 class, even though he was class of 76, Tony Ellis, he was an unbelievable player.
Moore completes the three-point play. Stags stay in their 1-2-2 pressure. Here we go. And it's just slowing up. Mustangs got a lot in the first quarter in transition, and Stags being able to score, slow the ball game, get to the foul line, have made things happen here, slowing the Mustangs transition game down. Wing ball screen coming off. Edward Johnson misses. Lefty guard, and the Stags are on the run. Great look. Can Moore come up with it? He does. He does. And the Alabama football recruit misses inside. He'll be able to make a choice, Coach. He'll be able to play either. Well, maybe both. Not many guys do that. Mustangs in transition, missing three. They're getting hurried up by our pressure. Hawkins on the left side, where he's been successful, and Earl at the point, which he'll take the point a lot, Coach, right?
Yeah. Inside and out, that's what makes Earl so dangerous. He's so improved on his perimeter game, his ability to shoot the three, but he's a big, strong kid. And I think game's on the line. He's going to do a lot of damage down around the rim.
Great look by Earl there at the point. And the vision, people talk about LeBron James being a good passer. A lot of it's because he's got size and he's unselfish. Well, Earl just showed that with that size can see over the top of the zone. Great wing screen. You can notice Coach Jones's team likes to really screen on that wing, either ball screen or set a screen against the defender from coming out. And Hawkins catches it, goes left baseline, gets fouled. 1-and-1, he misses the first. Stags stay in the man-to-man. No pressure there on a missed free throw.
40-22, coming up on a minute and a half, just a little over that.
Stags on the run. Timberlake at trigger. Nobody open ahead. Mustangs got back pretty well that time. Terrell Ward coming out of the corner, misses. Great rebound inside. Good look. Staying with it.
Jacoy Hutchinson picked up the loose ball, found Jordan Hawkins underneath, didn't need to bring it down, just take the thing up and you're in the lane.
And again, another freshman, Jacoy Hutchinson's three freshmen seen extensive minutes here in the first half. Again, a very good glimpse at the future of Stag basketball. Will Reynolds swings it. Earl with a good penetration. Gets fouled on the drive. Is it 1-and-1 or 2? Looks like it's 1-and-1.
1-and-1.
There we go. 40-22, Stags ahead, 18. 44 seconds to go in the first half. Neal Murphy here with Pete Strickland taking Corey Puffett's place. Corey's vacationing in Virginia Beach this weekend. Couldn't make it. Stags just one guy in the free throw line. Good stroke by Earl. Headed to the University of Miami, right, Coach?
That is true. That is true.
He'll be a Hurricane. He'll join a former WCAC standout, Chris Lyles, down there from, can't mention the school he's from, but that'd be illegal for this broadcast, but he's down there running the team for the Hurricanes.
Explosive player, having a great career down there.
Absolutely.
And, of course, Miami being coached by a guy with some local ties, Jim Larinaga. Yep. Had the great run of George Mason.
Caleb Cobb back in the game for the Stags, freshman. Here we go, going to run and jump. Force some action against the Mustangs. Edward Johnson fouled out in the front.
Earl, a little slow coming up. He didn't go for the steal. He didn't guard the hole, go to no man's land, then went for the bailout play, tried to make the steal. 36.2 seconds to go in the half.
Hunter back in, Earl's second. Keep him with 2 at the half. Jarrell Robinson on the ball. Rob Urson. I wonder how many times I mispronounced that name. Not that I did. Wing for the Mustangs. Standard ball screen.
That is always our problem. Hunter's man set the ball screen. Sometimes a little reluctant because he knows he's the goaltender to come up. Easy jumper for McNamara.
Aaron Russell with the bucket, senior guard. Man-to-man, McNamara man-to-man. Switch on the cross screen between the two guards. Shot clock off for the night. Great drive. Fantastic finish. Will Reynolds with a great finish.
Tough move by Will. And actually, in the couple of games I've done, he's got a knack for doing things as the time runs down in the period.
Well, 5 seconds ago when he started to drive, and one dribble from the foul line. Just one dribble from the foul line. Morgan Wooten would be proud.
He wanted to work the clock down.
2 seconds left. Stags up 21, 45-24. Long heave.
Got a chance.
Looks good. Ooh.
He scared us online just a little short.
Scared. He doesn't work on that shot enough. That's a shot you got to work on more. Just kidding. So halftime, Coach, we're going to talk about the best teams. I'm sorry.
Best players.
Best players. Teams, that would be a tough one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, best players from, well, Mike Jones. Mike Hibbs. Just thought of Mike. He was just here, former DeMatha guy, was just here to play the Stags over the Christmas break. But, yeah, we're going to talk about the best players from, this is great. We're going to be on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have worn my ascot. How did Pete die? Well, he tripped over the wires during the halftime show.
Okay.
All right.
All right,
that?
we're good. All right. So, as you said, Mike Jones can only do 10 years, all right? We're going to try and do like 38 or 40 years. So what we'll do is we'll throw some names out position by position.
Yeah, we can cover it.
All right. Let's start point guard. What do you got?
Well, I think you have – I can't do that.
An unbiased opinion?
An unbiased opinion. We got Pete Strickland, and then there's the others. So we can talk about the others. That's fine. So Tony Ellis and Mike Bray, if we're going from 72, kind of when I started. Well, let's go from 72. So the point guard in 72 was Buzzy O'Connell on one of Morgan's best teams. Buzzy was a fantastic complement to the great players that Morgan had on that team. Adrian Dantley, Carol Holmes, Billy Langlow. And so he was fantastic. Billy Mecca followed him. I followed Billy Mecca. And then we get to the real players. Then we get to Tony Ellis. Mike Bray was a point guard here. Of course, the current coach of the Irish. Mike was a point guard.
And a big supporter of the school, so we throw that in there.
He's got to be in there. He's a contributor. And then Dutch Morley, I would say, would be the next really quality point guard during that next segment of the 70s. Mm-hmm. Was the starting point guard for 3 years. In fact, his senior year, Sidney Lowe, who would be another guy who would be in the conversation to be one of the best, played behind Dutch. So Sidney Lowe didn't start till he was a senior. And yet those are two of the best point guards DeMatha has ever had.
All right, so I'm going to go a little later because I came in '85.
There you go.
And I'm not going to talk as long as you. But one would be Dwayne Simpkins.
Loyalty. How about that? Just a shrug of the shoulders, a look askance.
4-year varsity player. And back in the day.
Who's that?
Dwayne Simpkins.
Oh,
you heard of him?
All right. Yeah. Oh, boy.
So 4-year varsity player, which was rare back then. He was only like the 5th DeMatha player being a varsity as a freshman. His 3 starting years, sophomore, junior, senior year, we won the league. Can't do better than that. And another guy, Nigel Munson. He won 2 out of 3 starter. He was on the varsity at 4 years old. And both those guys had the ability to make the right play, get others involved, make people better players. But if they had to score, they could. But it was like the second option. Run the team first. And what do we need? If we need me to shoot, we can score.
Well, you did talk longer than me. So there you go. Next guy I would mention would be Tracy Bergen, who is known. He started as a sophomore as well, and Tracy's really well known for his sophomore year when we were playing in Alhambra, and you were a member of the staff, as was I. We were in the championship game, and Mike Bray and I went. You didn't want to play. We went up to get a workout in midday at the Cumberland Y. And Tracy Bergen was playing in the midday lunch game at Cumberland Y.
How was he doing?
Well, he was subbed for immediately. But that's what he's known for. No, Tracy, a great player as well. Went to Loyola, went to the NCAA. Let's look at our wings. Derek Wittenberg would lead the discussion.
All right.
He would lead the discussion. Adrian Branch, one of the best players really to wear a Stag uniform, went on to a great career at Maryland. Who you got?
Well, when I first came here, John Gwynn was a wing player. I saw him get 45 against Gonzaga in a home game in the old gym. He was the microwave. He was Vinnie Johnson. Great career up at UConn. A lot of fun to watch. Great kid. Kenny Blakeney. He was great first graduated 90. Now he's a head coach over at Howard University. Keith Bogans. And then I didn't actually coach Victor Oladipo, but he was a freshman my last year coaching. Matter of fact, Victor Oladipo, Jerry and Grant, they were both on the freshman team together.
Well, they're there. They've got to be in the discussion. And then you've got Keith Bogans. Did we mention him?
Yep.
Vaughn Jones, who's been a.
Well, Vaughn's one of those guys we could put in. He was a point forward. We could put him in any category. He's a great passer. He could finish. He could set people up. A little bit of everything. when he was on the varsity, every play we ran involved, let's go the ball to Vaughn in the middle of the floor. No matter what the set was, get it to Vaughn in the middle of the floor.
And he was also a linchpin on one of Morgan's best teams as well, an undefeated team.
Right.
In 80.
Well, 91, you were close. They're
well,
up there
80,
on the wall.
and then you had 10. I always like to start, and then you had 10.
But Vaughn was on the same team with Mike Jones.
That's right.
And
That's
Joe
right.
Wooten, Ted Ellis, great team.
So a lot of other teams tried to keep up with the Joneses. See how I kept my straight face on that one? All right, let's look at some post guys. There was a guy that was pretty good after the death of Jesus Christ, Adrian Danley, and arguably the best player in the history of DeMatha. Morgan would never say who was the best.
Well, actually, now he does say, I guess we have to go with the guy who's in the Naismith Hall of Fame. Hey, well, Miss Pete, I'll just take over for now. So, but yeah, AD, again, on the varsity for 4 years, back when it almost never happened.
He didn't mention me?
Well, not as a forward.
Oh, well, that's okay then, Morgan. That's okay. Adrian Danley, absolutely. He was so fun to watch, Neal. I don't think I ever saw him dunk, ever. And I was a sophomore when he was a senior. Was on the varsity until the season started because I had transferred in. And you couldn't play varsity if you transferred. And watched him play that whole year, watched him play his 4 years of college, competed against him. Never saw him dunk. Never saw him dunk. I think he's the sixth leading scorer in the NBA now.
Well, if you think about that in his career, which I think lasted 16 years, he was about my size, not much taller, certainly a little bit stronger, but he wasn't a great jump shooter. You wouldn't say he was unbelievably quick. You know, you go down the list of things he couldn't do, except he'd beat you.
Kind of had the physical attributes completely like you have. What happened?
Bad coach. I didn't know Morgan to coach me in high school. Well, there you go.
And then we got Hawkeye. Hey, how about this deal? I was lucky enough to play. Well, again, I couldn't play varsity my sophomore year, but lucky enough to play with Kenny Carr, who's one of the best forwards ever. Had a great career at NC State. Played 12 years in the NBA. Him and Adrian were two players on the Olympic team. The only two high school players to ever be on the same Olympic team in '76 in Montreal. And another guy I played with was Hawkeye Whitney. Arguably three of the best forwards ever come through here.
What are you going to do?
Neal was speechless. That's a first. How about that one? I didn't know it was that good what I said, but obviously what. All right, Neal, who about you?
Well, we got to mention one guy, maybe not for scoring, but our guy, Bill Ruback. Now, a lot of people wouldn't have him on the list, but he's our friend, and this is our halftime show, so we can do whatever we want.
Got to be two for Rube.
Got to be two for Rube. But some guys.
A couple other good players that lag behind Bill Ruback would be Danny Ferry, National Player of the Year, and Bill just got shafted in the voting. But Danny Ferry, he was the USA Today National Player of the Year, had a pretty good career at a school called Duke. And then we had Carol Holmes. I want to mention Carol Holmes because I want to mention Morgan's best teams in the 72-73 season. Carol Holmes was the glue to that team. He was a 6'3" power forward, which even in those days was way too small. He was actually 6'2". Had a great high school career. Was one of Morgan's, I think, favorite players. If Morgan ever, it was me, and then there was Carol.
Chairman of the boards, they call him. There were no fights when he was around. He took care of everything. One of those guys, after a while, just went unchallenged.
That's true.
Because he was always the toughest guy in the room.
Who else we got there? Mike Pegues, great player. And Neal, you got a great piece on Mike, right?
Mike, one of my all-time favorites. Morgan doesn't have favorites, but I do. What a gentleman. He actually was very ill. 8th grade before he came to DeMatha, almost wasn't going to play. Right? But played in, had a great career. Gets recruited to Delaware where our buddy Mike Ray, his first recruiting class, Mike's second year, brings Mike Pegues in. And if Mike Ray were here, he'd say, this is the guy that got me the Notre Dame job. Because Delaware goes to the NCAA, I think 3 times. Mike's Player of the Year 2 times. If the coaching thing doesn't work out for Mike, he can run for, he'd be the governor of Delaware.
And another, it's just getting bright in here because the Stags are playing so well. Another great player would be Carlton Valentine. He beat me here to when I returned after playing. He beat me here in my coaching time here by 1 year, but he led the Stags to the national championship. Danny Ferry was a junior, and Carlton, they all say, was the bedrock upon which team that was built. His son, Denzel Washington, great career at Michigan State, now playing for the Bulls. But he's a DeMatha guy through and through. And two guys that we coached together, Coach Gerard Mustafa and Ted Jeffries, 2 really good ones.
2 guys at the same time. And it's hard to play 2 big guys together. Ted never really started in high school. At UVA, he started for 4 straight years. Gerard went to Maryland, played 2 years, went to the NBA. Ted, very loyal DeMatha guy, always around, great supporter, had an awesome career there.
Did you hear how Neal did that when he was talking about Ted starting? 4 straight years. That's Morgan intonation. That's Morgan intonation. He picked up.
Actually, I think Morgan picked it up from me, but we can argue that later.
There you go. Well, these sunglasses come courtesy of one of our sponsors, Finster Grints, and they're very nice. You can buy them in a lot of different colors. This is, I think, pink, but, you know, what the heck? You know, things are changing. And I think that's who we got. Kevin Looney, I think, also one of the best forwards, and we didn't get to him, but there's going to be a whole bio on Kevin. Scored 6 points in one game his junior year. Kevin Looney. All right, back to action. The Stags up 45-24. Here we go. We've gotten the okay from the booth, and Mustangs will trigger it in coming our way. 3 referees returned, which is unusual. Corey Puffett not with us today. He's vacationing in Boston, up to see Beantown, and really enjoying a little New England vacation, a little warmer weather this weekend.
Is he getting miles for all these trips? He's done a lot of movement.
Here we go. Stags start out in a little 2-3 zone. Nope, sorry, man-to-man. Great block by Hunter. Hunter got beat, but, you know, he's 7'2", so he can get beat a little bit.
Makes up for a lot of mistakes.
Our booth is getting more crowded. We got all kind of people visiting. Bob Thomas in the house. Stags staying the man. Mustangs trigger it. Same starters for both teams. Nice move by Womack. He's been effective tonight. And R.A. back in the game after having to sit with foul trouble. Nice jump hook. What a great touch by the sophomore.
Went right out, Hunter. Used his shoulder, created a little space, little jump hook, knocked it in.
Ono Sadaba, R.A., and the Stags push it right back and get a bucket.
Good push by Elijah. Donovan Miller ran the lane, got the easy layup.
And I missed that action because I was getting Ono Sadaba's pronunciation down 3 straight times to pronounce it correctly. Oh, good look. Mustangs being a little bit more patient. R.A. misses the rebound rather, and the Stags running again. Oh. We had a lob, an opportunity. Mustangs right house. It was
tried to do too much with it.
And how would you know?
I watch a lot of TV.
Okay. Because I've seen you jump.
It's not how high you jump, it's what you do when you're up there.
But you just
That's what I'm going with.
You just don't have much up there. The Stags foul because we distracted him. I'm sorry. We weren't talking about the game. That's our fault. Stags foul out front.
Another lazy foul by Earl. Was playing behind. If you're going to play behind, you got to accept. Let him catch the ball and then play defense. Don't let him get to the rim.
You might notice Coach Murphy's analysis is spot on. Spot on. Here we go with a 1-3-1 trap, and a good trap in the corner, but tip.
I'm not real smart, but I sat next to a smart guy for a long time.
There you go. And his name's on the gymnasium. Yep. Stags look like you're going to stay in a 1-3-1 here, unless it's man. Hard to tell. Yep.
They're man. They just do a lot of switching.
Yep. Hunter, body in. R.A. gets around. I tell you what, he is slippery in there. And I'm going to try the first name again, but I got it down. Anasadaba, R.A. What a nice move over his left shoulder. He's got talent, and he's going to fill out, Coach. You know, he's a thin young guy. He's going to fill out and be even more effective as time goes by.
He's only going to get better.
Yep. Very impressive.
Hunter not used to having a post player go right at him.
Right. There you go. Nice touch. He didn't look good in the foul line the first half. Earl with a big rebound on the break. Here we go. Elijah Hawkins pushes it. Nothing there. Earl at the point. He likes being up there, and he's effective there. Nice kick over to Chris Miller.
Donovan Miller.
His dad is Chris Miller.
Yep.
International multimedia star. Hopefully he's watching. Good push by the Mustangs. Good rebound here. Donovan pushes it for himself, calls his own number, nothing there. Got all the way to the rim, though. Mustangs with numbers. Stags get back. Not all the way back, though. Womack, who's been good. This is on the lefty jumper. We got him sped up, Coach, I think. We got the Mustangs sped up.
Game getting a little bit raggy on both ends.
And, you know, you look up and you see you're down 47-28, and, you know, it's natural. You try to get it all back in one fell swoop. Elijah Hawkins at the trigger.
Little 2-2-1, it looks like. Didn't seem they were really committed to it.
Great receiver, Hunter being a great receiver against pressure. One thing big guys can do so well is be receivers against pressure. As Morgan used to say, be a greedy receiver. Timberlake at the point, pulls up, calls his own number. Great rebound by Hawkins. Oh, great patience after the ball fake. 2 for Hawkins.
A hard thing to do. Great hustle to get the rebound, but then good composure to go with the ball fake, let the defender get out of the way, soft finish inside.
Whack-a-mole. Let him come down. Whack-a-mole. Good look in the middle of our zone. Earl takes it. He's a good trigger man. Pushes ahead. Nice kick to Hawkins. He likes that left wing. Back to Elijah Hawkins. Hawkins to Hawkins. Sadie Hawkins.
Took his time, got his feet set. It was like he was in gym at practice.
Hawkins squared for that bucket. Hawkins squared. Jordan Garden at the point. Elijah Garden at the wing. Good D inside RA. Want to watch him? Oh, good call. Good call. I got impatient. You've mentioned it already, Coach. You just, if you're behind, you accept you're behind and play defense.
That's what it is. Play defense, don't let them get the rim, and they get one shot only.
Glad you're joining us today. 51-28, Stags up with 4:29 in the Saturday afternoon matinee game here in Hyattsville. I guess it's Saturday evening now. We're in the second half. Paul Smith, who's done a great job today. There he does. He walls him up, stays patient, really bothers him. Great job by Paul Smith in the post.
Not afraid to mix it up inside. Paul's got that blue-collar mentality. Loves the physical play.
Great look by Earl. And
Great
back
job.
to Paul. Paul deserves it. Daggone it. Run that thing back. Paul deserved that the way he's been defending tonight, but missed it on the chipper. Good ball up again by Paul, but they finish Womack in the paint. Coach Murphy doing some
technical work. We're not on Facebook today. I tell you we're on YouTube, but unless you're watching YouTube, you wouldn't know that.
Earl with a good move in the post. Great reverse pivot. Stags foul on the rebound.
Not a bad shot, but we're getting a lot of good shots. I think maybe we're working a little too hard. Let's see if we get the easy one first.
Yep.
And certainly if we get Earl in the post, we're looking to see maybe we get something going to the basket.
51-30 Stags ahead. 3:37 left here on Madison Street.
Little 1-2-2.
Oh, great turn to face. Earl with another rebound. He's got to be in double figures for rebounds. Our stat crew took the day off. They're traveling.
Corey took him with him.
Yeah. Corey, of course, vacation.
Well, he's got all those flights.
3 from
Donovan Miller.
From the wing, Donovan Miller with 3. Hopefully his dad is he's a planetary multimedia star watching the game. Donovan with a good 3 from the corner and a good kick out. Any of those threes that are from inside out, Neal, or don't have to move your shoulders, those are the ones that are going to go down with more regularity.
I mean, if you're a decent shooter, the ball's coming from the old dotted circle coming out of your step. You're shooting double percent. You're shooting 65%. When you turn your shoulders, actually 25%.
Now you can speak on shooting because you were a shooter. And I guess give him a chance.
Depends on who I played with. When I was playing with you, I was more of a screener and a rebounder.
Which is right where we wanted it. Right where we wanted it. We've got a lot of fans here tonight, a lot of alumni here in the place. Let's look around. Jeff Hathaway, just a staunch DeMatha supporter on our board, I believe, at this point.
Well, actually, one of the were the great managers. Jeff Hathaway's got to be the top of the list. He's manager from Morgan. He's in our Hall of Fame. Went up the street to Maryland. Was a manager there. Turned into an associate AD position. Was AD at UConn. They had then he was at Hofstra.
But just as importantly, he was on the winning team in the water fight at Johnstown, Pennsylvania during the 74-75 season.
The outcome of that is still being disputed, though.
But
there is some videotape.
Yeah, well, Manny Sanguillen and Dave Parker, I think, are part of it. So, but it was a good win for the Stags in that one. Johnstown, PA. Morgan would take us everywhere, guys. He would take us everywhere. Here we go. All right, we're going to force the action. A little double team in the backcourt by Hawkins and Miller. Mustangs slow it down. Now they're going to go in the post. Great drive. Fantastic drive there by Terrence Butler, Jr. forward with a left-handed finish.
Tough matchup for Donovan Miller. He ended up on the 6'7" post player who took him right to the rim.
Great kick.
Yep.
Oh, what a great. Talk about inside out. Inside out. Hawkins to Miller. Miller's hot from that spot. Butler tries again. Kicks to his teammate in the corner. Nothing going. Paul Smith with a good rebound. Stags are going to slow it down. Get a good one. 57-32. Stags up. 2:30 to go.
Miller's smart. First thing he did, he gave the ball to Hawkins because that's the guy who keeps passing it to him for threes.
Only because you do that. That doesn't mean other people do that. Number 2, very, very, very tough shot. Bob Thomas knows it.
I think that
tough
was
shot.
That was a heat check.
Yep.
Ooh.
Womack in the lane. He's
good no call there.
Array again on the offensive glass. That's where we struggled in the first quarter, and Mustangs getting a little bit entrenched on their offensive glass here again in front of their bench.
And one thing we didn't mention, McNamara, coached by Keith Feeney, brother of Reggie Feeney. Reggie graduated here class of '89, I believe. And Keith had a great career at McNamara, went out to Lamar, and then Marshall, set some records there. He's back at his alma mater.
Now, Keith, of course, as you mentioned, his brother Reggie, who we both coached in the JV, was one of the best teammates we ever had. Unselfish, could play the point if he had to, was really a 2-guard. Great career at UNC Wilmington. Would only shoot if he had to. His brother Keith, I think, shoots it every time. R.A. makes 1 of 2. Hunter with the rebound. Mustangs not rebounding offensively on the free throw. A little odd, but we'll take it.
Keith actually started his career here. He would have been in the same class as Dwayne Simpkins. So he was on the freshman team, coached by, I think, our buddy Mike Hibbs, and then transferred to McNamara. Again, had a great move. Great career over there.
Speaking of great move, Hunter with a great turnaround, and as he turned, he got pushed out of the lane. R.A.'s arguing the call, but I don't think they're going to change it.
A little bit of contact there.
Oh, my gosh.
R.A.
Two-handed push, and this is the DeMatha broadcast, so it was obviously a foul. Obviously a foul. McNamara broadcast, you can say what you want. Hunter with a good touch at the free throw line. What a great bonus for him. Michigan is lucky to get a guy like Hunter who knows the game. Great touch. His brother, of course, Ben, is on the staff at DeMatha. He had played at Gonzaga years ago, unaccredited school down on the street.
That could get us in trouble. And by the way, we played on Monday.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. My fault, Mike. Stags in a little bit of a 2-1-2. No, just man-to-man. Man-to-man, just pressuring the ball into R.A., who's been effective. A nice little dip in there by Elijah Hawkins. Bothering it, made him kick it out. Elijah probably come back in again if they go to R.A. again. Shot clock at 10. High ball screen, shot clock at 5. Ooh, good hit, crossover. Womack has been so effective. Hunter with a big board, and here we go.
Great
nice
job
kick
by Hunter. Helped out on the drive and then was still able to get back in and get the rebound.
Terrell Ward kicks it. Will Reynolds just got caught in the air.
Just too much too soon. Stags didn't have the numbers.
Nice push by the Mustangs. This one, Hunter with his double-digit rebound. Another board for Hunter on the glass, and he kicks it. We're going to bring it. We're going to walk it up. Hawkins on the high ball screen. Oh, I thought we might have had a. Oh, that's what we do have. We have a look inside for Hunter.
Oh, nice job by Hunter. Used his entire back to hold the man off. Ari with the long reach wasn't able to get to that one. He would have had to go through Hunter.
Kind of a looping hook.
I may use that in my next rec league game.
24, Womack tiptoes. Butler, who's been good second half, misses. I think it's going to be Stags' ball. We'll take it anyways. Wasn't going anywhere. Tyrell Ward on the push. Terrell Roberson on the wing. Oh, what a fling pass that was. Highlight.
The old camp hook pass.
Tries to get it back and does, but they call the foul. Referee that was furthest from the action calls the foul, and that would be unusual.
And he's a veteran referee, but he would have had to see it through 3 backs.
Yeah.
It was one guy 10 feet away. The other guy had a better angle, maybe 20 feet away.
And I don't think his family's watching, so that was a terrible call. Mm-hmm. You're here with Neal Murphy and myself, 61-32 Stags.
After a great first quarter by McNamara, 19-all, Stags have taken control. Pretty much
a lot of DeMatha football activity today. Bill McGregor, our head basketball football coach, has had guys in. I see Coach Spo in the house. A lot of his assistants are here, entertaining a lot of 8th grade football players in the area. I talked to a rival coach who I can't mention, football coach in the area last night at a basketball game, and I said, how's Coach McGregor doing? Just trying to get an outside opinion. He says, best recruiter in the state. Best recruiter in the state. And of course, we know that here at Stag. So, Coach McGregor, it's great to have him back here on Madison Street and getting it going again. Again, so many guys he's had here, Coach. Right?
Oh, unbelievable.
Upstairs, we welcomed him in, gave a little presentation about Stag football.
Oh, Bill is so energized to be back here. You know, he'd gone away for a little bit, and sometimes you have to go away to realize what you have, but he just loves being back. He's got a great staff together. He's got some great kids.
Oh, and I think the Stags love having him.
Yep.
And you know what? And talking about Bill, we missed a McNamara basket, but big deal. They're not us. Great drive. Hunter on the rebound. He's over there. End of the third quarter, 61-34. Stags looking really good. Tremendous job in the third quarter defensively, just like in the second quarter. Stags defensively really tightening the screws. Here we go to the fourth quarter. Same as the other quarters. This is amazing.
Certainly, if you look at back,
Jay Pond's on here tonight as well as Dr. Tom Hibbs. We have all sorts of alumni here.
Sorry, Coach. Well, you can do that if you want.
No, I think it's seven. And again, normally people,
seven. They're in the stands. My boys are here. They're inside. Ellen, my granddaughter,
mostly people tune in to support. One shot here today. Take the weekend off. We travel down to Florida. Great weekend. Florida has a solid. It's a cult following. It's a mixed bag. Well, that's good for Florida. Remember here, as you mentioned.
Corey's a great guy. And actually, Corey is up in Maryland. He's a lot of soccer games up there. He's great to have around. You know, sometimes you're out of school for a while. You know, you get a little complacent in terms of mechanical, what you do, whatever. He's brought some energy in and how to do some things differently.
Awesome. Jordan Hawkins, let's note the starting lineup to start this fourth quarter. Jordan Hawkins, who's had a big day today. Jacoy Hutchinson, a freshman who's already played and played well. Kalen Cobb, another freshman. Mm-hmm. And let's see how many. It's all three freshmen. Jarrell Robinson, sophomore. Three freshmen are in. We have an announcement here, I believe. Scorebook. We're checking on the scorebook here at the end of the third. The McNamara people have it at 61-58. Our book has it at 61-34. The McNamara people have it at 61-58. So there's a discrepancy. And we're going to get it straight.
And I apologize to everybody from McNamara who's listening in. Pete has to get back to the home after the game.
McNamara, we love you. Love the Mustangs. Love Forestville.
The president over there, Marco Clark, McNamara grad, but got his start at DeMatha. Worked here as a counselor here for a long time. Great guy.
Oh, fantastic. And Keith and Reggie, which a nice pairing. Mm-hmm. Again, it sounds like we got a discrepancy here. Maybe about a foul out. I'm not sure. But
I think at this point, that would be the only issue.
Yeah, couldn't be score. Either way, we're going to throw it in. Coach Jones discussing, Coach Vini discussing it.
And actually, just looking at the body language, the referee, Lenny, I forget his last name, was explaining it to Coach Jones like Coach Jones got the short end of the stick. And it would be the DeMatha home game, you know, the old thing, the home book matters.
Yep.
So I'm not sure what we got.
Three freshmen is what we got on the floor for the Stags. And there's Jarrell Robinson, sorry about that. T's and J's look the same. Foul on the Mustangs. Stags ball.
So what we got a quarter to go. Stags with a nice margin. We got some younger guys out on the floor, a chance to show what they can do. And probably the biggest thing they need to do, Coach Jones, is show that he can trust them. Because certainly the games you're looking at, Gonzaga, St. John's, PVI, the minutes are going to be hard to come by. So it's not who can dunk or hit the three, who can take care of the ball, who can rebound, who can defend without fouling.
Well, we know he can shoot it. Jarrell Roberson with a three off a nice ball movement. So just like you said, Coach, showing the coach that they can share the ball even when the game's probably out of reach. 64-34 Stags.
Because many of the other things are going to be taken care of by Hunter, by Earl, you know, but can they do the dirty work?
And I thought Elijah and Donovan Miller did a great job. Elijah Hawkins and, of course, Jordan Hawkins did a great job today as well. Drive by the guard, Edward Johnson.
Oh.
Stags look ahead. I don't think Mike minds that turnover. It's a proactive one.
Good look. Jason Moore was ahead of the field. Just maybe put a little more air under it. Let the big guy run underneath it.
And we know Morgan Wooten, the legendary DeMatha coach, would always encourage that kind of a look.
Well, one of the things I was thinking about for today's broadcast, Pete, maybe we do it at a later date, a complete broadcast with what we call Morganisms, all his pet phrases, don't jump the pass, never throw a long pass short.
You got
things
enough
like that.
Absolutely.
We could probably cover all 32 minutes.
I think you're right. And Corey will be here to do that, but Corey's not here today. He's vacationing down in Oxford, Mississippi. Here we go with a drive from the wing. Caleb Cobb kicks to Roberson, who's made one in a row and almost two in a row. Stags try to keep it alive. Mustangs coming at us. Oh, great push. Oh, what a follow by R.A. Oh, my gosh. We're on a one floor for the big fella. Only a sophomore.
Good push by McNamara out on the break. Didn't make the first one. They had the committee come and finish it up, though.
Hawkins, who's had a great night. Started out with 2 threes from the corner. Gets blocked in the drive, but got all the way to the rim. Mustangs push. Mike Jones got to love that coach. Guy taking the charge here with that score.
Those are the things. We worry about making threes or making shots. Can we defend? Will we take the charge when the game's on the line?
Paul Smith comes back in. Freshman did a great job. Terrell Ward comes back in, who's also played well. Mm-hmm. And we lose Jordan Hawkins, who might be the last we see of him tonight, and Jason Moore, who's acquitted himself very well. Mm-hmm. Jacoy Hutchinson, one of the freshmen we spoke of, with the ball. Triggers it around. Great swing. Roberson with the ball. Great spin move and a great unselfish kick. Paul Smith from the wing, nothing. Rebound. DeMatha's guard. Jacoy Hutchinson going in the rebound as a guard. Great rebound. 3 freshmen for DeMatha again, seeing extensive action today.
And one of the things the young Stags have to realize is that Ari is 6'10", 6'11", long wingspan, good shot blocker. So understanding when he's around and what not to do.
Absolutely.
Great rebound by Jacoy, but maybe that's the time we dribble it out or look to drop it off to whoever Ari was supposed to be guarding.
Mustangs bring it up. Edward Johnson on the wing. Mustangs running good offense, a little bit of a wheel. Edward takes a chuck, and that would be a chuck after just one pass. Stags on the move. Roberson with it. Great kick. Beautiful kick ahead. Stags get it open 3, nothing there. Battle on the boards. Mustangs come up with it. Pushed by the Mustangs. Great pull up. Whoa, great balance there by Edward Johnson, junior lefty guard.
Great job. Got all the way to the foul line. Didn't take it too deep. Knocked down the 15-footer.
And a nice balance on that pull up. There we go. Jacoy again with the ball. Jacoy gets it back. Looking at the wing. Swings it to Paul Smith. Paul dribble handoff. Will Reynolds gets to the basket on one dribble again, just like the first half, Coach. One dribble all the way from the foul line.
Straight lines, particularly in the middle of the floors, it's hard to help. There's no weak side.
Will's been impressive getting to the rim, playing in straight lines. Stag still in man-to-man. Paul Smith guarding post. Makes him kick it out. Great penetration there, but the Mustangs gets thwarted by Roberson. Stags on the move, maybe. All right, taking the time a little bit.
Good defense by Jarrell. Didn't give up the lane, forced him out, didn't foul.
Paul with the 3. That's the second one. You said he was only allowed 1, Coach.
I think he's into next week's shots. Actually,
they're carryovers.
Paul's had a great game. He's been active on the defensive end, blocking shots, getting rebounds, guarding the big guy inside when Hunter's on the vest. So, guy does that, you get a little more leeway.
Yeah, and he said, like you say, he said 2 or 3 blocks, very effective. Mm-hmm. Stat people aren't with us today. They're traveling with Corey Puffett, who's not here this weekend, and they're traveling with him.
How big is Corey's entourage? I mean,
it's
and are we footing the bill for that?
We're paying expenses, and it's double figures. I can tell you that. David Brown, junior guard, knocks in 1. 66-43 Stags up, 4:12 to go here in Hyattsville, Maryland. Center of the basketball universe. Brown knocks in another one.
Again, Stags in action on Monday, the makeup game. We're supposed to play Gonzaga. Montgomery County guys got snowed out on that one day. So
one dribble drive by Will Reynolds again. Will Reynolds, one dribble drive, so impressive. Used 3 dribbles tonight to get 3 layups, and 3 of them and ones. Very effective. Will has got to have impressed Coach Jones here in his limited action. Well, not so limited. Actually, he's been out there quite a bit. Terrell Ward calls it a day, a great day for him. Very effective coming off the bench. Will misses the free throw to complete the N1. Oh, he didn't get on the floor for that one. That's going to be brought up in the film session.
Got there a little late.
Kind of went down.
Coach, I got down.
Oh, Paul Smith makes him change it. Stags on the run.
You don't have to block it, just make him miss.
Jacoy pushes it, probably gives it up a little bit late. Oh, our first
Anthony
view.
Perry, senior.
Anthony Perry, first view. Anthony battling on the glass, gets it. Effective, and oh, great rebound by Jacoy. Jacoy Hutchinson on the weak side rebounding. He's got 2 offensive rebounds here in the fourth quarter, Coach. Stags running. Mustangs running.
That time the 6'10" guy wasn't there to block it. He was able to finish it, put it on the glass. And Stags, they got the away game Monday down at Gonzaga, baby. And then we come back here and we play the Heights. The Heights, remember early in the year, big upset win. They beat O'Connell early in the year. So
O'Connell lose the other night. Unfortunately, Stag grad Joey Wooten saw them against Ireton on Thursday night. They're young, but they're very talented. Coach Wooten's team is.
Well, the world we live in, Joe had 3 really good players that decided to continue their education elsewhere. That was the backbone. So he's playing the younger guys. And they're going through their growing pains right now, but in a couple of years, those guys very talented.
While Coach was over speaking, the Mustangs got the ball. We missed. We didn't get to talk about that last possession, unfortunately.
Just remember, you're a guest here.
Oh, right? Oh boy. They push it, Stags push it. Will Reynolds again, but loses it on the drive. Mustangs on the attack.
Corey will be back from Smithfield, North Carolina any moment.
Christian Niles from the wing for the Mustangs. Inserted into the game here in the fourth quarter. Will Reynolds at the trigger. Hunting the shot a little bit off the ball screen from Jarrell. Great drive by senior Anthony Perry. That picks up the bench. Anthony Perry with a great 1-2 dribble drive, maybe at the most. Mustangs on the push.
Tough move by the left-hander. Went to the right and was able to finish it with the left.
And he's running. Find him. Didn't find him. Jacoy pulls up. Hutchinson for 2. Getting some great experience here, Jacoy. Some game experience. No, he's going against great guys in practice every day. He's getting some great game experience. Oh. Paul Smith gave up on the wing there a little bit. I think he might have turned the ankle. Mustangs finish it. 74-51 for the Stags.
Good help by Jarrell, but the rest of the Stags got a little lazy. Jarrell came over, blocked the shot. A lot of white shirts out on the three-point line, ready to start the break.
Anthony Perry gives it a shot. I guess his nickname is Ant, which is a normal nickname for a guy named Anthony. Ant getting a few shots up here in limited time. That was a good look off the ball screen there. A lot of alumni here and a lot of blue and red for the Stags. There's one guy, Brian Murphy, wearing bright, I don't know, you'd call it maybe magenta, and that's unusual. And to see a DeMatha Stag and
we missed the call there. We thought it was an over back in DeMatha. They've got him grabbing Terrell Roberson's shorts. The inside guy who was boxing out evidently reached back and grabbed his shorts.
Wow.
Everybody in the gym was going the other way.
Including 2 of the other refs.
Yep. We got a little coaching clinic going on here.
Yep.
With the referee, Lenny.
You're not allowed to grab the shorts. It's not flag football. Roberson on the catch. Out of bounds play. What do they got? High ball screen. More screens. Great step back by Jacoy. Moore stays on the board, as does, absolutely fantastic job by Jarrell Roberson on the weak side glass. Carved out some space there, Coach Murph.
Great finish, and again, after the energy play, composed enough to slow down and finish it.
Oh, what a nice rebound by Jason Moore. He just carved out some space himself there. That was really nice. Used his hip to get position, garnered the board.
If Jason wants the space, he's going to get it.
Ant Perry, I'm using his nickname, skims the board, but good rebound. But Jacoy's got 3 offensive rebounds. Jacoy Hutchinson does. Well, we got to reset the clock. They should have. It hit the rim. They might need me to go down there and straighten this one out. 76-51.
They're looking up at you, Pete. They need a little guidance here.
Yeah, I'd have to go down. You finish it up. 76-51 Stags, 57.2 to go. And still great crowd here. This football crowd has remained, and that's good. It's a good win for us. You always want to win when we got recruits in the building. Mm-hmm. Looks like the Stags are going to go to 5-0, Coach.
Yep.
Out of bounds play off of the Mustangs. We get to run it again. Anthony Perry at the controls. We got fans eating airheads. We got all sorts of good stuff going on here.
We've got some health food guys working on our staff today.
Absolutely. Out of bounds play thrown away there by Paul. Christian Niles throws it away, and the Mustangs break. Junior guard. Anthony Perry will trigger it into Jacoy Hutchinson.
50 seconds to go. Stags up 76-51.
Shot clock, so they're going to have to shoot it. Good cut. Anthony was open there. Sets a nice back screen for Jarrell Roberson, who's had a very nice game. Jarrell's been very active. Tried to force it in there. Anthony tried to force it in there to Moore a little bit. And the Mustangs are on the run. Rim meet. Got to square them up there, don't you, Coach? Got to square them up.
Didn't guard the rim, right?
Yep.
Laid back, went for the block at the bad angle. Nothing but bad things can happen then.
Yeah, I think bad would be a relative term, right?
Well, no. That was
You're talking about that's a sin, or how bad is bad here? There's free throw. It misses. Jarrell continues his stellar play tonight. Jarrell Roberson, sophomore, really.
Shot clock is off.
Stags probably won't shoot it unless they get defended. Moore kicks it back out. Looks like the game's going to finish with the ball in Jacoy Hutchinson's hands. We're going to watch this time go. If it was an AAU game, they'd have stopped it by now.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want it to be. Don't want it to be. Great day in Madison, Coach, on Madison Street. Great day in Hyattsville. Congrats to our Stags. Coach Feeney and Coach Jones shaking hands at half court.
Mm-hmm.
And soon, Coach Feeney will shake hands, probably hug his brother, Reggie Feeney.
Actually, we may need to watch that. A little bit of tension there. I think it goes back to some of the one-on-one games in the backyard.
They were always tempestuous. But congrats to the Stags. They go to 11-2, first in the area, 5-0 in the league in the ever-tough WCAC. McNamara goes to 8-5, 3-4 in the WCAC. And a great afternoon and now into evening here in Hyattsville for so many Stag supporters, so many Stag alumni. It's just great to be here. Thanks to Coach Murphy. Always enjoy it. Before he gets back on his trip to America, love to be involved here. Let me know if you have noticed. My wife teaches here, so I know how to get here, although she has to get here. There goes that.
All right. We'll see you. We'll be back on the air next Tuesday when the Stags play the Heights.
See you.